good, y'all? We're gonna get into a little conversation right now, all right? About this whole situation, the Eminem situation, and Joe Buttons, Machine Gun Kelly, and all that shit. All right, y'all want to talk about that? Because that's what I'm gonna talk about right now. So look. So, culture vulture. What is a culture vulture? I heard Dame Dash bring up culture vulture, right? Culture. What is a culture vulture? What defines a culture vulture? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Because I know when I was bringing that stuff up back then, 15, 20 years ago, about the machine and about how I felt like white people, and basically how I felt like white people was buying into black culture when it came to hip hop, all right? And I went up against Eminem because at that time I owned the Source. I felt like Interscope and just the powers that be were trying to create this white rapper so that, you know, the people in the so that the people of America can have their own, meaning they wouldn't have to necessarily deal with us anymore. And it seems like that's held to be true, okay? I wasn't trying to out-rap M. You know, M's good with words, there's no question. But we did find out some things about Eminem, about how he represented the culture. And we found out a few things that wasn't looking so good. And if social media was out back then, it'd be a whole different story. So, you know, I get a lot of flack from today's Eminem fans, all right? And a lot of them are super young to where it's that he really ain't put out no real music for them to be loving him. The only how they really love him is because he's white. I think a lot of the same supporters that support Eminem, either they support Trump or their parents support Trump. So it's ironic watching him go at other white rappers. You know, the Machine Gun Kelly diss is pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just not saying that. It's not like I'm a Machine Gun Kelly fan, but the song was pretty dope, you know? And he made some good points. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Marshall mad? He's filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? He can fart on a record, come out, and it'll go gold, you know? But if you ask me, his new music, it's not hot. That's just my opinion. You know, it's not really going with today's music. Now, I know music is different these days. You know what I'm saying? It's all different. But I don't think what he's putting out is hot. You know, I heard the diss songs. What maybe even more disgusted is Joe Buttons, though. So for some reason, Eminem keeps going at Joe Buttons. Now, remember, Joe Buttons was in Slaughterhouse. Now, when I was going to Eminem, you know, he had his guys, D12 and Slaughterhouse. I mean, they all went at me with records, with songs. It really wasn't nothing too special. It wasn't nothing too hot. But what I'm noticing now is that he made a song called Stepping Stone. Now, Stepping Stone is what? Because he stepped all over D12 to get what he wanted. I don't know what Stepping Stone is. But then he starts going at Joe Budden. Now, Joe Budden proclaimed on his podcast that he was always better than Eminem. How? How are you better than him, Joe? You never went at him. You never battled him. You never made a song going against him. You hopped on a song going against me that really wasn't no hot. Nobody paid attention to when you was on Slaughterhouse. So now why all of a sudden it's different? Because he's going at you. Because he's shitting on you now. Joe Budden is like, that's phony to me. How can you get on a podcast talking about the state of the culture when you really don't represent it? It's no beef with Joe. Joe's cool, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. It's like back then, you wasn't saying that when Eminem was going at me, but now all of a sudden he's going at you and all this. You got all these excuses and why you say that you're better than him, but you ain't win at him. You ain't made no song to prove that. So therefore, that don't count, Joey. I mean, it's too many people that so-called represent hip-hop on these blog shows and on these and these blogs and these podcasts, and they weirdos, and they not really representing. They got a lot of y'all fooled, because a lot of y'all can be fooled, I guess. That's cool, but they can't fool me. They can't fool the Zista. Simple as that. I went at him saying that eventually white people are going to own all the formats, and they're going to, and the same people, them that was coming to buy our music and put money in our pocket, they ain't got to do that no more. And again, I'll say it again, most of Eminem's fans are all Trump supporters, and if they're not Trump supporters, their parents are. Meaning, they only really like him because he's white. Doesn't matter what he's saying, how he says it, or whatever. So all you weirdo, misfit, socially awkward Eminem fans that keep trying to come at me and mention my name, it don't work. You don't hold no ground because y'all ain't the cool kids. Y'all ain't really accepted in our culture anyways. Eminem's music is not our culture. That's a different culture's rap music. Let's say what it is. Nobody runs around these hoods banging Eminem. Nobody. Sure, they're on the radio stations owned by white people. Sure, they're on all the major video owned by white. You know, yeah. But it's a line drawn. It's not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? All that shit about he killed my career. He ain't killed my career. What career he killed? Zeno's still out here looking better than ever. You know what I'm saying? Everything's not about music. My life ain't about music. Although hip-hop culture is my life ain't about battling in music. Nobody wants to hear all that. We're talking about a culture of people. And actually, hip-hop brought the cultures together. But if you look at Eminem's fans, they continuously want to separate the cultures. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but Joe Budden, somebody tell Joe Budden, somebody tag him and let him know what I'm saying. You dropped the ball on this one, homie. You scared of Eminem. Make a song and go against him. You scared? How can you say you better than him and you ain't made a song going against him? You was hugging his nuts when you was with Slaughterhouse, and now all of a sudden it's, oh no, Eminem. Come on, man. Let me tell you about a lot of these people out there who y'all follow. They make excuses up when it's beneficial to them. Motherfuckers, don't be real, man. I am who I am. Say what I want to say. I am who I am. I never ran away from who I am. I'm not perfect. Of course, people are going to feel different from me. That's what makes everything beautiful. Everybody has their own opinions. You know what I'm saying? But all that shit about Eminem ended me and nailing the coffin, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. All that shit was all jokey rap. The shit that I touched on hurt him. And he know that. He made the racist tape. He said black women was nothing but hoes and gold diggers. He actually did that. Then he made the excuse and say he used to date a black girl when he was 16. See, y'all didn't know that Jimmy Iovine, I had a couple of meetings with him, and they didn't want me to put the tape out. They offered me all kind of record deals. I said, look, I just want to sit down with him. A lot's been said, and I think it would be good for the culture if me and him would sit down. And he said that Marshall wasn't interested in that. And then they took us to federal court trying to stop the tape to come out. I didn't make the tape. 3 of his white friends came up to the source and tried to sell the tape. We bought the tape. They tried to sell it for $50,000. We bought it for $15,000. So, you know what I'm saying? And again, I wasn't trying to out-rap this guy. My point was hip-hop was made to bring the cultures together, and the people that are pressing his button and pulling his strings are trying to separate the cultures and separate the music, and they've done a good job of that. All the Post Malones and the Mac Millers and the Mac and all these other guys, the Little Pumps, they're all big top-selling artists, and a lot of people are getting crumbs out here. And it's cool because you know what? We can deal with our music, and I guess y'all can deal with y'all's. But it is a separate thing. Eminem's music's not our culture. The shit he talks about, and even his style and even the music, it's not what we bang to. It is what it is. I don't know if he can get with that South bounce, but that's what's popping. So, I know I'm still going to get flack and people in my inbox, 83-year-old fake Pacino, and Man, listen, if y'all could look this good at 53, y'all wish. I need a lot of y'all's 15, 16, 17-year-old little bastards that be talking all this shit to me. Post a picture of your father, of your old-ass father, and let's see who looks better. And I'm not a grandfather. No. No, no, no. Matter of fact, why don't we ask the question of who looks better? Eminem's younger than me by what? I remember when he said that he wouldn't rap past 40. Guess what? He's 47, 48 now. Bunch of bullshit. 83-year-old fake Pacino. Nah, I'm a real motherfucker from Boston. Really in them streets. It's kind of like the same thing, almost like how Drake and the Meek Mill thing went, and Drake and Pusha. Everybody wants to be like, oh, you're in the streets. And but that's what we rap about. We rap about what we live. And just because you guys wasn't in there, you can't rap about it. And that's what's different. So, I said my piece. Shout out to everybody out there that loves hip-hop. One love to everybody. It ain't about race. But there are people that, make it about race. The ones that run this country and the powers that be. Not Zeno. Zeno's trying to make it equal for all. And that's what I did back then. And that's what I continue to scream. I'm not so vocal about it, these days, but all this shit's happening. And Joe Budden